Hi guys, welcome to Stirling Timepieces Watch Tutorials. My name is Danny and I will be the host of this mini-series. We thought it would be a good idea to create a line of video tutorials aimed at folk who are either new to the world of watch collecting or just want to surprise themselves with a new watch but don't know how and what to choose to suit their daily needs. In this first episode we will look at mechanical and quartz timepieces, cover the differences, pros and cons about them both. Hopefully by the end you can form an educated decision about your next purchase. I would say that most people who are not watch collectors nor really interested in horology are quite happy owning just the one watch. That could be a smartwatch, especially these days, or a simple quartz timepiece. Quartz watches are usually recognized by their signature tick or their digital displays. Quartz watches require battery or solar power to operate them. The battery is responsible for passing an electrical charge to the quartz crystal located inside. The crystal then vibrates at a predictable frequency. These vibrations are picked up by an internal circuit chip, which then transfers the power to the coil. That energizes the stepper motor that ultimately operates the hands on your watch or controls the display. There are some supercharged quartz watches that can resemble the sweep of mechanical watches. They are called mecha quartz, but we don't have to dive into the technicalities just yet. Quartz watches are usually inexpensive compared to most mechanical watches, but larger luxury brands like to put a pretty price on their quartz timepieces too. They are easy to look after as they only need a battery swap when they stop. They tend to be quite a bit more accurate than their mechanical counterparts, losing only 1 second a day, unlike 3, 5, 10 or even 30 seconds depending on the quality and age of your mechanical movements. A well-preserved quartz will serve the owner for about 10 to 20 years. So it is fair to ask, why bother with an automatic timepiece at all? Well, you know what, most people actually don't. If you want to be on time, at any time, all the time, or you want a hassle-free existence, and the disposable nature of the watch doesn't really bother you, I would recommend you get a battery-operated watch. There is a reason why the quartz crisis nearly wiped out all mechanical watchmakers in one fell swoop. However, even if you're a seasoned watch geek and a collector, you probably need a quartz in your collection as well. If you're anything like me, too lazy to wind watches before work on a Monday, a quartz can be an absolute lifesaver. The biggest con to a quartz watch is really just the prejudice around them, the lack of soul and the lack of connection between the operator and the watch itself, and I suppose their finite lifespan. Some folk, however, want to connect with their watches a bit deeper, potentially explore the wonderful world of horology through brands, complications, or for any other reason, maybe just the community that's inviting them. Maybe they're at a stage of their life where owning a traditional timepiece just makes sense and it's worth the investment. Mechanical and automatic watches definitely offer a deeper connection between the user and the watch, especially if it is mechanical, otherwise known as a manual winding piece. These watches have to be wound frequently depending on their power reserve to keep them running. Manual wind watches require you to turn the crown to tighten the mainspring within. The spring is a coiled strip of metal, and as it unwinds, it releases energy into the gear train. These are a series of little gears interlinked, acting as a transmitter throughout the watch, and they also control the escapement. This is the part that releases energy in controlled bursts that allows for accurate timekeeping. The escapement energizes the balance wheel, which is like a pendulum pulsing back and forth. This is the heart of your watch. The oscillating motion of the balance wheel energizes the gears responsible for the watch's hand movements. Automatic watches, on the other hand, are wound by motion but guided by the same basic principles depending on the watch and the added complications within. The rotor inside winds the mainspring. All you have to do is wear the watch to keep it going. Both modern, mechanical and automatic watches are very accurate, but cannot usually compete with the accuracy of quartz. They need to be looked after and serviced between 3, 5, maybe 10 years depending on the make, but if it's well kept, they can be passed down for generations. They are usually tied to stories, events, milestones that you can pass down to your children. The nostalgia factor of these timepieces are a huge selling point as well. Most of them should be viewed as a multi-life investment. If you're after a no-hassle piece that will be strapped to your wrist at all times, go automatic. Your kids will thank you for it. Hopefully you found this video quite helpful. And no matter your decision, at the end of the day, you need to make a choice yourself. and in any case, you will find what you're looking for on stirlingtimepieces.com. See you in the next one.